So hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. You hear all that? It's the countdown for fall. Give me a hug. How you doing tonight? Look, I got my arm covered. Look what she did. She's such a little redneck. I took a tube sock and I cut it and I put it over my boo-boo on my arm. It's worked out quite well. But I can hug you. How you doing? I've got poison ivy, y'all, or some type of contact dermatitis. It's doing much better. I started using Zote soap in addition to my jewel weed on it, yada yada, keep it covered. It's a little snug right now, hot because it's humid right now. We got some rain today, but look, I cut it. I know, right? James, I told James, I said, people are gonna think I look like I'm out, just come out of, where'd I come from? He said, just tell them you got a tattoo. I said, do I look like I've had surgery? He said, yeah, you could be, or you just tell him you got a tattoo. He's so funny. But no, I'm keeping it covered. It's doing much better. And thank you for all your advice and concerns and all of that. I appreciate you all the time. And I did order some of those arm covers that you can get. You can get them on Amazon, like the arm sleeves, so you don't have to wear a long sleeve shirt. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit suffocating to have to wear long sleeve shirts right now. I don't like it, but this is working out good. So listen, I want to tell you something. So today we went to Clinton. If you haven't been to historic little downtown Clinton, Tennessee, not too far from here. I haven't been there in a long time. And we took the afternoon off because we were expecting thunderstorms and we got them. So we did everything we could. We put the animals up, yada, yada, and took off for just a couple hours, had a really good time, and looked at antiques and whatnot. So if you're in the East Tennessee, Knoxville area, and you really want to go see some really great antiques in a little district, go to downtown Clinton, Tennessee. Look it up. It's the historic district. You definitely want to go. I'd get there about noon. A lot of the places closed by 3, but there were a lot still open till 5 o'clock as well. So we got there kind of late, so we didn't see every shop, but we saw a lot of them and we had the best time. I know there's bugs everywhere, guys. It's just gross. So listen, I want to tell you something. I want to mentally prepare you for this. This is all related. Be taking the time to do the things that count, like we did today. Turn off the news. You can't believe it most of the time anyway. Put the phone away. Take cute pictures with you and your sweetheart or kids or whatever, kiddos going and doing something fun. Get away from the stuff. You need a mental break. Most people are just fighting like crazy anyway, and social media is not a fun place to be right now. It's just not. It's just really not. People are so mean right now. You don't know who's real and who's not. A lot of accusations going back and forth, this and that, the other. And so I want to tell you right now, do the things that matter. Jesus, keep working on preparedness. But in that, when people talk about preparedness, they always tend to forget to tell you to try your best to get in shape as you can, eat healthier so you sleep better, and get your mental and emotional, get yourself in check. You're going to need to, because I think we're going to have to be really brave. Okay? People that seek the truth and try to be a truth teller, a watchman on the wall, even if you're not trying to, you just by default, your switch has clicked on. When you decide you're going to start asking questions because things weren't sold to you in the way in which you said we weren't going to do that. Why aren't we doing that? You just saying that like a 6-year-old gets you every type of flack you can imagine. Okay. Again, I think a lot of that is AI, bots, and just nasty trolls that don't have anything to do. So you don't know what's real and what's not. Do not let that stop you from asking questions. No matter who is in leadership. See my fingers? Leadership. Who you voted for. You should have the absolute right to question every single thing. Why would you think you don't? See, it's so interesting to me that a lot of people a couple of weeks ago were offended that Donald Trump, was called, and we made fun of a king. And I think that's silly too. But when it gets to a point where people are putting someone up on this imaginary pillar and get mad at you for asking simple, basic questions about why are we doing this? Where are my tax dollars going? Wait a minute. What about that? Why is this happening? because somebody's asking why now. Oh man. So if you don't want him to be perceived as a king, then stop treating him as such. Food for thought on that one little tiny nugget right there, okay? He may not declare to be king, but when somebody like me or somebody like you comes out and says, is that what we were told was going to happen? Did you vote for that? It's unbelievable what's happening right now. And it should concern you. Okay? It should concern you. And I'm going to say that. So I'm going to tell you right now. I don't know what distractions are being played. I don't know what diversions are being played, but it's just all over the board. People don't know whether to or get off the pot. People don't know what to think. And what happens is also when you have this type of confusion, a lot of people tend to start checking out. They stop paying attention because they can't handle it. And they can't handle it. They can handle less today than they could 5 years ago, 10 years ago. People just can't do it. And see, when that happens, that is ultimately a very dangerous position for our country, because that means if people aren't paying attention and people are complicit, or people just don't care, or people whatever, that allows for really bad things to take a further hold. Okay? You have every right to ask questions. In fact, it is your duty to do so. Just because I vote for someone and pray for someone and really hope that they do a good job in their elected official role doesn't mean that I get to go sit on the sidelines. Remember back in 2016 to 2019, a lot of preppers talk about this, how a lot of people tended to stop really being interested in prepping and preparedness and all of that. That was a real thing. I mean, I relaxed more during his first term. I didn't pay attention maybe to some things or as much as I would today, because we have been burned so hard from the last administration. But if you don't want to look like the last administration, then don't act like it. People should be allowed to ask questions. And we want our children taken care of. Now, that's not to say that good things aren't happening, because many, many good things are. But I am saying we need to watch ourselves in putting all of our whatever into one person or into a body of people that were voted in, supposedly. It should be about us. So I'm telling you right now, as the days go forward, and if they continue to look like they do right now, it's a question mark, you're going to start wearing really thin. You might be one position today, but where are you going to be in 3 to 6 months? And I'm not up for games. I'm not up for trolling Rosie O'Donnell. I'm not up for all of that. I mean, funny, ha. Okay, that's cute. Can we get back to business? Just made a video a couple of videos ago. Back to business. Can we get back to business? And there's a lot of business. And I do think that we have enough people, things, and power to do more than 1 or 2 things at a time. Okay? Yes, you can absolutely release things that have information on them at the same day that you get on Air Force One and fly to Texas. Okay? If you can't do that, then you don't need the position. Because that's what people are saying. He's got his plate full and he can't answer questions. That is bull hockey. Find another dummy somewhere else. Okay? If you're a billionaire with the supposed IQ of 200 and you can't walk and chew bubblegum at the same time, you don't need to be in that job. That would be for anybody. And I'm not saying that's what he's saying, but that is what I'm seeing. People that don't want to deal with all the things that are looking very bizarre right now because they want to believe somebody else is going to take care of them. I don't believe Donald Trump's going to take care of me. I never believed that from the get-go, and I never stated that on this channel. I went with who I felt was the best individual to lead us during a crisis. I pray that's still the case. I pray for him every day. I pray for this country. I prayed for Joe Biden because I don't want this country to go down the tubes. Even though the reality may be, is it? I don't know. But I'm going to hold on to what I can, but I am going to ask questions. And you should not be put in the corner with a pacifier and told to shut up and sit down, or called everything in the book because you go, wait, when did we start doing that? Why are we doing that? Why are we sending, what do we, no. And you can paint it however you want, but that is the bottom line. So you're going to need to be very brave, probably in the very near future, because a lot of you are already waking up, you've been awake, or I totally believe in this crowd, even though you might be just silently not doing or saying anything or commenting or whatever, there's going to come a day, you know, and it may not even be in your lifetime. It may be in your child's or your grandbaby's life, you know, generation and lifetime. But the things that you're talking about and the stability that you're putting into your family and the encouragement that you're trying to give them to stand up and peacefully ask questions like I'm trying to do with you right now is probably going to be the most important thing that you could ever do. You are, whether you believe it or not, you are very likely the matriarch, the patriarch, either of your family, I know there's bugs, or of your community. We need people with backbones. We need women with guts, and we need men with big you-know-whats to stand up and go, I got a question. Why? Do you think, some of you out there, many of you actually, do you think your grandfathers in the Revolution, the War of 1812, brother against brother in April of 61 to 1865, World War I, do you think all these men particularly and the women that sacrificed so much so they could go fight, do you think these generations did all that so you could stand back and do nothing? If you believe that, there's nothing we can do for you. You're on the wrong channel. Love you. Wish you the best. I'll pray for you, but I'm just telling you right now. So I'm not shutting up and sitting down. I have questions. That doesn't mean you're a butthole. That doesn't mean you're trying to cause a fight. That doesn't mean you're undermining. It doesn't mean you're a traitor. It doesn't mean you've switched. No, what's happened is my mind has switched. And I just go, that doesn't make any sense. Why are we doing that? Why? Why did you say this was going to happen and then now? No, I'm not up for the gaslighting. Are you up? Do you want to be gaslit every day of your life? I mean, let's get back to what matters. Isn't that what adults do? Isn't that what leadership should do? I'm just asking. That's the way I've always perceived things. I don't care about games. I don't care about the TSA taking my boots off at the stupid airport. Great. Okay, can we get back to, that's good. Okay. Woo, oh, woo. Okay, boom, boom. All right, let's get back to that. Who cares about Rosie O'Donnell? Do you see that today? I was just like, okay, that's funny. Okay, why are we doing this? Nobody's up for that anymore. You won. It's good. She's over there. She's irrelevant. Who's paying attention to that? Can we do, let's talk about this, and this instead. So somebody's going to get mad at me with this video. I'm very well aware. I'm used to it now. I don't, whatever. But I'm going to say it again. My granddaddies didn't fight for me and you for us to just stand back and shut up. Asking questions doesn't make you a bad person, a bad American, or anything other than a concerned citizen that most likely pays more taxes than the next person. Okay? Be brave. Be peaceful. But be brave. Because if that day is not for you today, it's coming. It's going to come one way or another at some point. And you better be able to stand up to it. And it's tough. But what choice do you have? I'll tell you this in closing. I've been in some circles over the years. When I was working with the Tennessee Trail of Tears Association, I was the vice president. And we would do certain things for Nancy Ward down in Benton, Polk County. And there were a couple of people that would make really bad remarks. That woman's been gone for quite a long time, and she is considered a patriot, and the DAR and SAR recognize her, and there's many stories about her. There are people in circles that can't stand her, like they would, same as they can't stand Andrew Jackson or other figures in history because they think she was a traitor. Call her a traitor. So sad. So sad. A woman that tried her best to make two civilizations continue to work together and be peaceful. And you may not agree with me, but I'm just telling you, that was a really shocking day for me one day when I was listening to people literally put down Nanyehe or Nanyehi. It's real. Be brave. Like, subscribe, and share. Pray, prep, and be peaceful. Stay cool out there. A lot of summertime heat still here. Enjoy what you can. Observe what you can. Don't absorb it. Absorb your health, your emotional state, walking close to God, being with family, getting your projects done. Hey, persimmons are hanging off the trees already. They're not turned or anything like that. They're still green. Fall and winter is coming, and it may be really, really crazy this year. Take advantage of every moment of daylight for your health, your family, your preps. And if you have a question, ask it. I'll see you on the next video.